My name is Emma Carter, and on the morning of my 18th birthday, my mother handed me a pen and said something that almost cost me everything. Just sign it, Emma. It's only a formality. I looked at the papers. Then I looked at her. Then at my Uncle Ryan sitting across the table. Both of them were smiling. Not warm smiles, not loving smiles. The kind of smiles people wear when they think they've already won. Something felt wrong. Very wrong. And if my grandmother hadn't warned me years earlier, I probably would have signed. But before I tell you what happened that morning, I need to take you back 6 years. Back to the day my grandmother started preparing me for a battle I didn't even know was coming. I was 12 years old when my grandparents bought a small lake house outside Cedar Falls. It wasn't luxurious. The roof leaked. The dock was falling apart. The paint was peeling from the walls. Most people thought it was worthless. But Grandma loved it. Every summer she took me there. Not my cousins, not my younger brother Tyler, me. We spent weekends cleaning old rooms, repairing furniture, and planting flowers around the property. One afternoon, while we were fixing a broken fence, I asked her why she loved the place so much. She smiled. Then she said something I never forgot. Emma, people reveal their true character when money enters the conversation. At 12 years old, I thought she was talking about strangers. Years later, I realized she was talking about family. Back home, things were different. My younger brother Tyler was the favorite. Everyone knew it. My father Michael never admitted it. My mother Denise pretended it wasn't true. But everybody saw it. When Tyler got average grades, he was rewarded. When I got excellent grades, nobody cared. When Tyler wanted a new phone, he got one. When I needed books for school, I was told to wait. At family gatherings, my Uncle Ryan constantly praised Tyler. That boy is going places. He'll be rich someday. He's the future of this family. Meanwhile, I sat quietly in the corner, ignored, forgotten, invisible. The only people who seemed to notice were Grandma and Grandpa. One evening at the lake house, Grandpa sat beside me on the dock. The sun was setting over the water. The sky looked orange and gold. He pointed toward the lake. Emma, what do you see? Water. He laughed. Most people see water. Smart people see value. I didn't understand. He continued. One day, people will fight over things they never cared about before. Why? Because money changes people. I rolled my eyes. I was 12. I thought adults always spoke in riddles. Grandpa smiled. You'll understand someday. Unfortunately, he was right. 2 years later, Grandpa died. The funeral was crowded. People cried. People hugged. People told stories. Then something strange happened. Less than an hour after the funeral ended, I overheard my father and Uncle Ryan talking near the parking lot. They weren't talking about Grandpa. They were talking about his assets, the lake house, his savings, his investments, his land. I stood behind a tree and listened. Ryan looked excited. My father looked interested. Neither looked heartbroken. That was the first time I realized something ugly was hiding beneath the surface. Grandma noticed too. After Grandpa's death, she became quieter, more observant, more careful. One weekend, she called me to the lake house, just the two of us. We spent the day planting flowers near the dock. That evening, she handed me a small envelope. Keep this safe. What is it? You'll find out when you're 18. I tried opening it. She stopped me immediately. Not before 18. I laughed. What if I do? She smiled. Then you'll ruin the surprise. I placed the envelope in my backpack and forgot about it. At least that's what I thought. 3 years passed. Grandma's health started declining. Nothing dramatic at first. Small things. Fatigue. Doctor visits. Medication. Then one day she called me. Her voice sounded weaker than normal. Emma, come to the lake house. I drove there after school. She was sitting on the porch, wrapped in a blanket, watching the water. For a long time, she didn't speak. Then she reached for my hand. Promise me something. What? No matter what happens, just don't let them pressure you. I frowned. Who? She looked toward the lake, then back at me. Anyone. That answer confused me. But I promised anyway. A month later, she was gone. The funeral felt different this time. Less sadness, more calculation. My Uncle Ryan seemed especially interested in speaking with the family lawyer. My father kept asking questions. Questions about property, questions about ownership, questions about inheritance, questions about the lake house. Everyone suddenly cared about the place they ignored for years. And that's when I remembered Grandpa's words. Money changes people. I just didn't know how much. The lawyer announced that Grandma's estate would be handled privately. That decision made Uncle Ryan furious. He argued, complained, demanded information. The lawyer refused. And for the next 3 years, tension quietly grew inside the family. Every holiday, every birthday, every gathering, someone eventually brought up the lake house. Usually Ryan, sometimes my father. Always money, never memories, never Grandma. Only value, only profit, only ownership. And then my 18th birthday arrived. The morning everything finally exploded. My mother placed the documents in front of me. Sign these before breakfast. I looked down. Several pages, legal language, signatures highlighted, something about inheritance rights, something about property transfers, something about beneficiary acknowledgments. I felt a cold sensation in my stomach. Then I remembered the envelope. The envelope Grandma gave me years earlier, still hidden inside a box beneath my bed. I excused myself, went upstairs, locked my bedroom door, and opened it for the first time. Inside was a letter and a business card. The letter contained only one sentence. Emma. Before you sign anything, call Sarah Mitchell. My hands started shaking, because under the sentence was the name of Grandma's attorney, the same attorney Uncle Ryan had been trying to contact for years. And suddenly, I realized my 18th birthday wasn't a celebration. It was the beginning of a war. I thought the worst was over. I thought once the documents were signed, once the truth was revealed, and once everyone finally knew who the real owner was, the battle would end. But I was wrong. Because later that same night, while everyone else was asleep, I received a phone call that changed everything. The voice on the other end said only one sentence. You still don't know what your grandfather was hiding. At first, I thought it was a prank. Then I opened an old envelope that had been left inside the cabin for years, and what I found inside made my hands shake, because it wasn't just about the cabin anymore. It was about a secret my family had hidden for decades, a secret that could change everything I believed about my grandparents, my parents, and even myself. What was inside that envelope? And why did someone wait until now to reveal it? I'll tell you everything in part 2. Make sure you subscribe to Sydd Plottube so you don't miss what happens next.